Today we have a video from Unspoken Crime Murders, and the title of the video is 2 Spring Breakers Arrested After Giving Woman a Green Pill and She Never Wakes Up.
Spring break in Miami Beach, crowds everywhere, music blasting, and in the middle of Ocean Drive, a man is suddenly tackled to the pavement. Officers pin him down, hands behind his back. Just 2 days earlier, a quite devastating and horrific sight had been found inside a South Beach hotel room. Detectives believe this man knew exactly what happened inside that room, and they were just about to prove it. March 18th, 2021, 4:28 p.m. Officers respond to the Albion Hotel for a welfare check. The request didn't come from hotel staff. It came from a mother, concerned because her daughter hadn't answered her calls all day. Hotel employees informed officers that a "Do Not Disturb" sign had been hanging on the door since early that morning. Police knock. No response. They enter, totally oblivious of the horror they were about to encounter.
Hello?
Inside, they found a young woman, Christine Engelhardt, lying face down across the bed, her legs partially hanging off the mattress. Her pants are pulled down. A condom wrapper is visible on the floor. She is cold to the touch. Rigor mortis has begun. There are no signs of forced entry, no obvious signs of a violent struggle, but the scene raises serious questions. Detectives secure the room and begin reconstructing the final hours of her life. Surveillance footage becomes the first major breakthrough. March 17th, just before midnight, cameras show her walking along Ocean Drive, the center of spring break activity. That's when she encounters 2 men, Yvonne Collier and Dorian Taylor. Their interaction appears casual. They talk, they walk together. The victim and one of the subjects separate briefly from the other subject before they reconnected again. To anyone watching, it looks like an ordinary spring break encounter, but it would be the last time she was seen alive.
All right. This is very interesting, right? And we got to get into it a little bit, right? Because spring break is one of those things that it's really wild, okay? Really wild. All right. And it's not uncommon what you're seeing here. Some people may be like, well, why is she going with 2 guys and this and that? And right. It may look weird to some, but to others, there are more people who are more promiscuous than others. Okay. It looked like these people don't really know each other. You know what I mean? And I may be wrong. I don't know. But it looked like, guys just talk to her on the street or whatever, and she's really vibing with one guy, the one guy that's like with the hat and everything. It seemed like they're really vibing, and the other guy with the shirt off, he's just like, he kind of looks like the tag along, but he probably don't got no, he ain't got nowhere to go or whatever. And she was just probably really nice, whatever. Yeah, you could come or whatever, but or like it gets wild, man. It gets wild, and I know, I'm stuttering. Parents, every parent think that their kid is a saint or whatever and stuff like that. And that there's things that you would never tell your parents that you did. Okay. When you out on your own and you doing your own thing, You doing your own thing. You might be more promiscuous or not. You know, you might, whatever. Some may get a little wild, you know, and but man, you just got to make smart choices as the individual. You, as a parent, you could say as much as you want and da 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 da, like whatever. You can instill as much into them, but they're going to go out into that world and they're going to encounter different situations, and you expect them to make the right one. Should she have went back with 2 guys? No. Especially being the only girl. Now, if it's a 2-man, you know, a 2-man is what the guys call, it's a 2-man. So 2 men, 2 women, you know what I'm saying? The girl, you know, you talk to a girl or whatever, the girl may have her friend, you know what I mean? But then you got a homeboy for her, you know what I mean? And it's like a double date. It's a 2-man. But with one person, it's easy for you to get got. You know, we see it a lot, you know, and then I see it a lot, like when I'm traveling and stuff like that. Guys is taking 2 girls home, you know, and when it's 2-on-1, even though it's a guy or a girl or whatever, like for example, you go to Colombia or something like that, and you know, you're not messing with a regular girl, you may be messing with some working girls, we'll just put it like that, right? Which a lot of these guys be doing that be, you know, whatever, right? These guys are going over there messing with working girls, not regular girls, working girls. I hope you could put 2 and 2 together, okay? They got that thing out there for sale, all right? And you know, guys, you know, they're not getting no play or whatever the case may be, and they're paying for like 2 girls and stuff like that. And I'll just be like, you could easily get got. You could get scopolamine. You know, they got that scopolamine out there. They could put drugs in your drink, whatever. Like, you could get got. It's easy because it's 2-on-1. One can distract you while the other one is doing something for you. And then you might just be like, oh, could you give me a drink or whatever? Or, you know, and you thinking, oh, it's a nice thing. It's a nice gesture or whatever. But they already done put something in there. And you, boop, passed out. Now you passed out. You're not waking up until 3 days later. You got. And the same thing can happen in reverse for the ladies. The ladies, some ladies is wild. They bringing home 2 guys, whatever. They having a good time. But you can get got. You can get got. You can't. Yeah, man, you got it, man. Yeah, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
At 1:59 a.m., the trio enters the hotel lobby. Surveillance footage shows her visibly intoxicated, unsteady on her feet. At 2:06 a.m., her keycard opens the hotel room door. Inside the elevator, one of the men lifts his shirt and makes gestures towards the camera. At 2:36 a.m., exactly 30 minutes later, both men exit the hotel alone. She does not leave with them. Detectives determined she had been lying face down, a position known medically as prone. In certain conditions, that position can become deadly. Later, medical findings would confirm cause of death: prone positioning while under the combined toxic effects of fentanyl and alcohol. Toxicology results reveal fentanyl, alcohol, cocaine metabolites, benzodiazepines, oxycodone, fentanyl, a synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, was present in her system, and that discovery would lead detectives to the next crucial piece of evidence. The day after her death, her Wells Fargo credit card is used. The first transaction, South Beach Liquors, over $100. Surveillance footage shows Collier and Taylor inside the store making the purchase.
Come on, he think that mask on. Come on, man. It's a shame.
Officers eventually discovered their next stop was at Sugar Factory. While she lay inside a hotel room, already deceased, her card was being used to fund their night out. This wasn't confusion. This wasn't panic. This was deliberate. March 20th, detectives identify Collier walking Ocean Drive again. He is taken into custody.
Oh yeah. And they got the whole woman force out there, boy. Oh yeah.
You got any weapons on you? No, sir.
100 block. Keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. Keep it
You know, there's so much missing here. How was they able to identify him so fast? That's how I look at it, because, you know, sometimes, you know, you might have to check people in at hotels and stuff like that, but they just walked completely past and just went up to her room. So how did they even identify like the person? You know, that's how I look at it. I'm like, you know, unless they got some DNA there and it came back to him and all of that stuff. But there's a lot of information missing between the time of them discovering the body to this moment right here. I want to know, how did they even identify him? Because it's easy to track him down. It's easy to track him down because he kept using her card. So it's easy to ping that, like, your locations and stuff like that, because you ain't got no money. You broke. You using her money, man. It's crazy. And it wouldn't surprise me that he's a local. He a local and then prey on the tourists.
If you stay with me, your day will be done. You enjoy the rest of your day, right?
Enjoy the rest of your day. This is the last day you free. It's over.
I have no Area 1 unit. Oh, 9. No Area 1 unit. Any unit that can clear Area 1. Any low priority. Clear them and send them to that QT from the 100 block of 9th Street now.
During questioning, he admits he was with her in the hotel room. He used her credit card. He identifies Dorian Taylor as the second man. He is charged with sexual battery, burglary with battery, fraudulent use of a credit card, petty theft, but investigators still need more. The following day, detectives track down Dorian Taylor using cell phone data.
You said you have been arrested before when we spoke.
Oh, he going down. The other guy snitched on the other guy for he gonna get the lighter sentence. This guy right here, he's cooked.
What have you been arrested for?
Missing court for a high speed ticket.
Traffic? What else?
Weapons charge.
Anything else? Because obviously we're going to try to find out. And to be completely honest with me, because if I find that you are omitting something or you're something, you understand? So I want to see how truthful you are. So this is why I'm asking you what you've been arrested for. So weapons charge and the traffic. You had a warrant because of the high-speed traffic? Anything else?
Not to my knowledge.
Have you been hooking up with a lot of girls?
Not a lot of girls.
How many girls would you say you've hooked up with since you got in here?
Hooked up with.
Sorry.
Like kicked it with, because I know a lot of.
No. I mean, yeah, girls that you kicked it with, or girls that you spent the night with, or girls that you, or whatever the story may be.
I mean, one or two. It's the girl I was with. Another girl.
Just that girl?
No, and another girl. We got here.
Okay. Do you remember that girl's name? If I show you a of a girl, do you think you may recognize her?
I see it.
Do you know that girl?
Marijuana. That's me.
No.
No, not to my knowledge.
You never seen that girl before?
She do look familiar, actually. What's going on?
Well, you tell me if you know her or you don't know her. You don't know her.
I can't say for sure, man. I told you it's been hazy.
It's been hazy. You do any narcotics? You smoke marijuana? You smoke marijuana?
No, I smoke. Really, I prefer to drink.
So you just drink? Do you do anything else? You don't do any kind of drugs or nothing?
I did, but I don't even incriminate like that. I say I smoke, but we've been doing drugs since I've been here.
You and your friend?
No, not him. Just me and people I kick it with.
Where's your friend now?
I don't know.
Where's your friend?
It's Ivori.
So you've been kicking it with other people, but not Ivori, and you've been drugs, but not with Ivori.
He's been doing his own thing since we got here. But I would like to have a lawyer present now.
You want to? Okay. All right. Well, obviously, as a lawyer, just kind of like stops the questioning.
Most definitely.
Okay? You're good with that?
Yes.
During his arrest, officers recover the victim's iPhone, 9 green pills, stamped 30. Lab testing later confirms the pills contain fentanyl, the same substance found in the victim's bloodstream. Prosecutors pieced the timeline together. Last seen alive with the suspects. Suspects leave alone. Suspects use her credit card. Suspects possess fentanyl pills. Fentanyl confirmed in toxicology. Victim left face down, unattended. The evidence forms a clear chain. Investigators argue the pills were counterfeit oxycodone, commonly sold on the street, but laced with fentanyl, and and someone supplied them. But even more devastatingly, the autopsy revealed more than just the presence of fentanyl and alcohol. The medical examiner also documented tears in her vaginal area, injuries consistent with recent sexual activity and trauma. Investigators concluded that sexual battery had occurred inside that hotel room, combined with surveillance footage showing the two men entering and leaving her and her visible intoxication. Prosecutors argued she was too impaired to legally consent. Those findings became a central part of the case and elevated the charge. Eventually, both men are charged with felony murder, sexual battery, burglary with battery, fraudulent use of a credit card. After court proceedings, both are convicted and they are sentenced to life imprisonment. In less than 3 hours, a chance encounter on Ocean Drive turned fatal. At 2:06 a.m., 3 people walked into a hotel room. At 2:36 a.m., 2 walked out. By late afternoon, she was gone. Fentanyl leaves almost no margin for error. Sometimes the most ordinary moments, a walk down Ocean Drive, a late-night conversation, a hotel room key, can become the final chapter of someone's life.
This was a great story, man. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a good story. And it shows, how people go out and meet people and hook up. That's just the reality of the situation. But if you're gonna do that, things can happen to you when you one-on-one. When it's one man, one woman, there's things that could go wrong. But when you're trying to get into threesomes and foursomes and all of that type of stuff, the chances of something going wrong heightens, because the other person who is the opposite sex, or the person that's not friends with the other people, it puts the solo one at risk. And I say it works both ways. What just happened, you see a lot of times in reverse in other places, places like Vegas, places like Colombia, places, all these other, type of places and stuff like that, where it happens in reverse, where it'll be one guy, 2 girls, drug them, rob them. They're in poverty, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He might have a iPhone, iPad, whatever. You could flip that, sell that, and stuff like that, and it's worth a lot of money, Same thing, these things can happen here in reverse, as we just seen. 1 girl, 2 guys. Well, come on now. You telling me she can't get taken advantage of? A single girl like that? Yeah. She wild. She wild, looking for a good time, and she met the wrong guys. It's unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate. Sad story, man. Sad story. Don't, man. Threesomes may sound like a good time, but they're dangerous. They are dangerous. You got to keep your eye on whoever's the solo one. You got to keep your eye on everything. And then threesomes is dangerous regular. So imagine being drunk, high, any of that type of stuff. What? Terrible, man. RIP to her, man. And I'm glad they gonna spend the rest of their life in jail. That's exactly where they belong. See ya. Sad situation. The ShyGotEm Correctional Facility is now open, where we specialize in act right and getting them together. If you want to become an officer, check out the YouTube membership. If you want to be a sergeant or above, check out the Patreon. Your support helps the channel keep going, and I hope to see you in lineup.